Good morning from Westpac Trading Room and welcome to another Finance AM podcast. I'm Ray Spicer, Westpac Market Strategist. In the financial markets overnight, we saw US equities remaining elevated but stalled ahead of tomorrow's Fed statement. The S&P 500 is currently up just 0.1% on the day, and if it closed here, it would make a fresh record closing high, just. Bond yields are also higher, and so are commodities. They had a pretty good session. While currencies like the Aussie and the Kiwi did not do so well, they actually sagged a bit overnight, which is a bit of a surprise given that backdrop. In the currency markets, the US dollar index is up 0.1% on the day. The Aussie dollar fell from 78 to 77.62, and the Kiwi fell from 72.30 to 72.02. The Aussie Kiwi cross didn't do much, ranged between 107.66 and 107.94. In interest rates, the US 2-year Treasury yield rose another basis point to 0.18%. It's been grinding higher for a number of days now, and the 10-year yield rose from 1.57 to 1.63%. Those rises, I would suggest, might be in anticipation of something just ever so slightly hawkish coming out of the Fed tomorrow. And Australian government bond yields, similarly, although the short end didn't move much, the 3-year yield stuck around 0.29% still, but the 10-year yield rose from 1.69 to 1.74%. Commodities, good session. Brent crude oil up 1.3%, copper up 1% to a fresh 10-year high, and while gold fell 0.3%, iron ore rose 1.1%. To a fresh 11-year high. So those metals really leading the charge lately. The data out overnight was not really of major consequence for the markets. We had housing data, largely as expected, with an annual pace of house price gains in the US to the month of February, running at just around 12% annual. On the day, there's a couple of big events globally to be watching. In Australia, we'll have the first quarter CPI inflation result. The market median is a quarterly gain of 0.9%, but Westpac's slightly more bullish than that at a 1% gain expected. And further afield, in the US, we'll have the Federal Reserve's FOMC meeting, or rather the statement. They're currently in the meeting, which they've been in for 2 days. The statement will come out at 4 a.m. Sydney time tomorrow morning. And it's not expected to reveal any change in policy settings or even indeed any major change in the language. However, markets will be watching for any subtle nuance shifts, and particularly the post-meeting press conference by Powell, where perhaps a very, very slight hint of hawkishness may be revealed, given the very strong economic recovery to date. And that's it from me. Thank you for listening. I'll be back again same time tomorrow morning.